Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Teq Tora and how he performs after his recent EZA as part of the Team Warlock Extreme Z area. Now Tora is a very strong support type unit. Before he was pretty decent. He was one of the units that I did used to use mainly for showcases. He had a pretty strong kind of affinity for being a good support, and he did have a stacking ability which was somewhat useful, but I mean I wouldn't say it was overtly used too much. But Tora is much improved now with low class warrior category leader skill of 77%, 150% attack and defense, or allies 3 key and attack and 30%. Team Bardock category allies get a crit chance of 10%, and you recover 15% HP whenever HP is 85% or less if there are 3 or more low class warriors on the team. Now that's pretty strong. You know, if you think about it, it's a lot easier to have low class warriors on the team because there's been a couple good low class warriors coming out, the Team Bardock EZA alongside the physical LR Goku. That was obviously a new free-to-play unit, so that all does help out. Not to mention, of course, that is lowering the restrictions. Before it used to be 5 units required, now it is 3, and he stacks attack and defense for 1 entire turn. In terms of links, he has Team Bardock, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, Prepared for Battle, Shattering the Limit, Saiyan Lineage, and Cold Judgment. Cold Judgment probably being the most difficult link to get active, just because there's not a lot of pure Saiyans units that have it. There are 2, but they are a little bit aged. They're not as good as they used to be, but you do have some options. Obviously, in terms of categories, he's on low class warriors, pure Saiyans, Team Bardock, space traveling warriors, and storied figures. The team you're probably going to use him the most on being pure Saiyans or Team Bardock or low class warriors. But overall, pretty good EZA for Tora. I think he looks a lot stronger, definitely looks much more improved, and he looks like a way more viable option. So yeah, Tora looking pretty strong. I really like kind of what they've done, what they've kind of brought into his whole kind of build and design and everything like that. So I think that's really awesome from them. And yeah, but he's looking really solid. Obviously here we don't have all the links active, but we're going to get some decent ones, 4 of them active in the mid slot. We can see his defense starting off pretty decently, around 150k mark. He will be stacking defense. He stacks at a decent rate, but nothing too crazy. You know, he's not Captain Ginyu or anything like that, but he'll stack at a decent rate, so he is going to be pretty useful for long form events. So that is something that's obviously really great for Tora. It's really going to help him out, make him a super usable unit. So long form events, that's where Tora is going to be most useful, but he's now pretty good in like a lot of situations. He's just a really solid unit. He's got a very good set. He's got a good link set, he's got a good passive, just overall very thrilling option to use. A lot of versatility, a lot of usability. It's always nice to have supports. And on the Team Bardock team, him giving them crit is something that's very good. But the heal is also incredibly powerful. Having the ability to heal is something that's incredibly powerful in a lot of events. 15% not anything to laugh at. It's a lot to heal up. And so that's really going to help you out in the long form. And because you have quite a few low class warrior options now, like I was saying, you've got the Goku, you've got Tora himself, you've got Fasha, you've got all of these units now that you can utilize. It is pretty, I want to say it is pretty cool. Like, I think overall it is a very good kind of link set and kind of build for him. I think he's usable in a lot of situations. Is he going to be great in short form content? Possibly not, obviously as strong as he'd be in long form content, where that stacking defense is really going to come in handy. But that's not to discount him. The healing and the support are not something that you can just throw away for short form content, especially when you have a support that heals and obviously gives key to the rotation. Saiyan teams are very strong teams. They have a lot of LR units now, and giving LRs key like that is something that's never something you can truly look down on. It's something that's very, very helpful and super duper powerful. So yeah, overall I really like Tora. I think he looks really, really good. If we take a look at him in this next rotation, he will have stacked 3 times, and he's just going to look really, really solid. He's going to have over 200k defense, which is very impressive, and yeah, he's just going to be really, really awesome. I like him. He's a simple unit that brings a lot to the table. He's a great free-to-play unit. You can slap on a lot of teams, use for a lot of varying other builds because of the fact that he's a pure Saiyan. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking him in so many different kind of situations because of the fact that he is just so very strong in terms of his supporting capabilities. And with the increase in usable low-class warriors, it's now more than ever a lot easier to kind of activate his full passive. And them reducing it from 5 units to 3 units is an incredibly good buff for him. Makes him way more usable because it's far less restrictive to activate that full passive, and that's something that's just fantastic. So here we can see he looks really, really strong. He's looking incredibly solid. And 2 million's okay. Now obviously the attack's not something really to kind of get too excited about, and same with the defense. It's good defense, but it's not defense that I would say is monstrous. You're not going to use him and be like, wow, this is an absolute juggernaut. What is cool about him is obviously that ability for him to really get his defense up there in long form events. But beyond that is not anything that I would say is absolutely necessary for you to use him in every single situation. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot use him on any team. I would use him on plenty teams, especially as a new player. He's definitely probably the best pure Saiyan support out there. I don't think that is debatable. I think he's 100% the best pure Saiyan support out there. I think he just brings too much to the table as a pure Saiyan support, and there's not many of them, which also helps him, but he is definitely the strongest one there. In terms of link set, he's got a very decent link set. A lot of the Team Bardock units do have a very impressive link set. He's got, Shadowing the Limit, Prepared for Battle, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race. All 4 of those links, incredibly common and incredibly good. Nothing wrong with any of them. They're very easy to get. You can use them with Hybrid Saiyans units, although that's a little bit difficult considering his categories. And you can use them with Pure Saiyans units. That is probably the easiest way to go about it. So if you get any kind of combination of those links, you are going to be more than happy with any of those links. The main thing that I would say when it comes to Tora and when it comes to any Team Bardock unit are the one-off links. So things like Cold Judgment for him is going to be quite difficult to get. Team Bardock is also obviously a great link. You will get it on Team Bardock, and you will get it if you prioritize making him a main slot unit. You can pair him up with a lot of good Team Bardock stacking units for long form events. Personally speaking, I just personally think that he's not necessarily a unit that long term you're going to want to use as a main rotation unit. He's definitely much, much better as a kind of floating support. There's no real reason to not use him as a floating support, whereas I think there's a lot of reasons to not use him as a main rotation unit. That being said, he's still very, very good, and I don't want to downplay anything that he does. I think he just does everything pretty well, and I think he's a great unit to pick up. He's going to augment your box. He's going to give you lots of options. And yeah, I think he's great. Like a lot of the Team Bardock units, I think they're really good. Similar to the Ginyu Force units, I think Team Bardock just lacks its AGL Captain Ginyu and its LR Physical Ginyu to really be a team that's exciting to use for players. I think the LR Team Bardock is decent, but they either need to give us all the remaining dupes for LR Team Bardock, or they really need to give them an easy A. And I think also they need to just look at potentially giving us a second Bardock option. The AGL one's decent. The physical ally is great, but he is a summonable ally, which makes him a bit limited. But yeah, but overall, Tora, pretty good. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below or leave a comment and I'll reply back. But thank you for watching, and bye!